here is a quick unboxing of the VINGLI Pool Cleaner. So I wanted to show you here first what we get in this set. Of course it comes with a couple of these hoses. They make a pretty decent impression, I would say, very flexible compared to some major brands. It doesn't have like a lock here, but usually it's not needed because it's suction, it's not pushing, so we should be good with that. And already here the vacuum or the main part of the pool cleaner itself. So I think it comes mainly pre-assembled, and so we have here pretty much the remaining parts. That's the diaphragm, which we have to put inside. I guess at the beginning there's probably already one inside, and that's the replacement, but I'm going to check on that. And so that's the almost steering wheel, which we have to put on top. And here we get the instructions manual. A lot of pictures, doesn't look too complicated. And here's the front part, super flexible, exactly how it's needed. And then we get these adapter pieces, mainly needed if you want to run it from the skimmer. Not so much if you have a return line, which you can adjust regarding the flow anyway. And down here a huge supply of these hoses, 9 and 10 in total. And so the installation doesn't look too difficult. We have to mainly just connect these parts. What's important here is that I think it should go like that, so the teeth don't go down, so they have to go up like that, and then we have to put it on top. That is a little bit of a gap. I hope you can see that we can work with this gap here also on this side. On both of the sides we have to go with the blue part here in between, so we push it here in between, align it a little bit. And then I think we can hold it like that and then pull on the blue part on the other side. Just pull pretty hard. Looks quite robust. I'm not fearing that I will break that. And so the white part is fully visible. Also check here on top that everything looking good. I think that's pretty important, otherwise it won't work. And so at the end it should have a good hold. It's even a little bit flexible, rotatable here, and we can also see that there's a diaphragm already inside. So the one which you have here is an extra. I think the life expectation of such a thing is around 200 hours. I don't know how difficult it is to replace that. And then more or less already the last step, we put this wheel on top here like that. By the way, here's some description regarding the diaphragm replacement. Definitely no screws, no nothing. They recommend to remove this wheel here. Yeah, what we have here, some weights regarding balancing. I think there is some information here inside. I think that should be placed on the last hose before the robot vacuum cleaner. And so the idea is to have it then straight, not like that or like that. Yeah, that's the idea how it goes regarding the weight. And then everything else is regarding how to attach it to the skimmer or backline. This is of course pool specifically, so I'm not going to show you that for every case, but it's pretty much the same thing as with every other vacuum pool cleaner anyway. Yeah, now I can see probably what they mean with this part. We can unscrew this. These things to be connected to the diaphragm, so probably you have to remove then the whole part to replace it. I can see that here. But it's not needed to attach the wheel. The wheel is just pushed here on top. I think we can just push it down more or less hard here, and it gets some kind of a hold. Yeah, okay. Has been snapping in. I hope you heard that. Now it can freely float. And so from here we can add the hoses. And regarding the weights, I think we really have to squeeze it on top. Here you can see I squeeze this hose here and push it on top, and then it's nicely secured. So I have it here more or less at the end of the hose number 1, while I'm adding the other end to the robot vacuum cleaner. And from here I'm using next piece and next piece and next piece. So I'm putting it in the pool and then show you if it's really working.
What's important when you put this into the pool, that you really push down the hose really hard down underneath the water. Don't let it just flow on the surface, otherwise a lot of air will remain in the hose. I mean, that's a problem which you have always with all kind of hoses, but with this thing, it's even a little bit harder. For some reason, the air sticks really hard to this hose here. Best thing is to use really both hands and then push it straight down and give it some time that the air can get out of the hose. Yeah, I think even here I left some bubbles, and then we feed it into this valve here. So you can see in general we can open and close this valve here, but when it's too much closed, then it's super hard to open it again. And now it's fully attached. Valve is 50% open, so it has quite some suction here, but it's still not moving. But now I have the valve fully open here. You can see there's quite some gap here, and so I can start to tighten it, and in a sudden it will start moving. So watch this thing here. You can see now it's shaking. That means the whole thing is moving. The diaphragm is working, and the more you tighten it, the stronger the movement will be. So definitely starts going around here. So here I am after 2 weeks, and yeah, the thing has been running pretty reliably for 2 weeks. It never got stuck. That's the amazing thing. At the beginning, I had huge problems. I had mounted this, unfortunately, upside down. I think I had it first like that, and then I took it out for some reason, put it back the wrong way so that the teeth would go down. That was not a good idea. So the teeth here, they have to go up. Definitely, it has to be like that. Otherwise, the thing is almost not moving. But after that, it was moving, but first not very reliable. Yeah, I had huge problems at the beginning. I had the length of the hoses adjusted to the edge and added 2 of the hoses, 2 of the sections, which was a recommendation from some other person. And it got always stuck here, especially at the valves, but also here in this area. Then I reduced it by 1 section. So the whole hose was 1 section longer than here or here, and it was still too much. It got always stuck. So I reduced it. So it has now just a length that it can reach here and here. And finally, this prevents from being stuck. I think it can barely reach the valves. Somehow it goes to the valves, but not really on top of the valves. And that prevents that it gets stuck also on this side. Same thing. And like that, it's working since 2 weeks, never got stuck. So it worked somehow, but not very satisfying, because I never got it to climb up the wall, no matter what I did. No matter how much I increased the suction. When I increased the suction too much, I mean, now I have it on 50% here on the valve on this side and 50% on the skimmer, which is a lot, actually more than what I had before with my old cleaner. And I had closed this valve here and it still wouldn't work. It never climbed up the wall. And when I increased the suction even more to almost 100% here, then I had a lot of air in the pump. I think it was soaking in the air here in these connections, because usually I don't have air in the pump. And what I also noticed, that it did almost the whole time the same circle, like on the right side, same thing, like 95% of the cases, and only in very rare situations it went to the left side, and I think it almost never covered the areas like in between. But I mean, it kept the pool cleaner than without. Definitely, there's no question about that. But there's also a problem with the valve here. I had to pretty much have it closed, fully closed all the time. Otherwise, there was not enough suction. And the problem is when you have to really tighten it hard, you cannot untighten it in the water anymore. It's so hard to untighten. You really have to remove it, dry it, and then it needs really a lot of power to untighten it again. So the idea would be nice to have it in the water, open, close it a little bit, especially maybe leave it in the water and then open this valve so the water would flow in here instead of through the cleaner. So maybe let the pool cleaner rest for a day or two to extend the lifetime of the diaphragm here. But this is definitely not working. So the only thing which would work, you have to remove the hose here from the valve. I mean, this can still help, but then you have the valve here still stuck in the wall. So I'm not super happy with this thing. I mean, it's better than the old one, which was always stuck and most of the time not moving. So definitely not perfect, but it's still doing something. So I keep it on the side as a backup solution. The only thing which worries me a little bit is this shaking. I mean, there's quite some hard shaking and you can feel it everywhere. You can even feel it very close here to the valve. And I don't know if it's a really good thing to have it like that for weeks and months and years. I'm fearing that it will have some negative impact here on the whole connection. I mean, when I touch here, I can't feel anything, but it's definitely not the same thing as with a normal pool cleaner where you have absolutely no movement here. Definitely not the perfect solution, but of course we have to also consider the price. It's below $100. If you need a good solution, then you have to spend at least $300, $400, or if you need a perfect solution, maybe $1,000. So if you're good with that, having some basic cleaning, maybe do some extra manual work, saving a lot of money, then why not? And if you're interested, I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and order one for you if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.